What is good, Carti people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam in my secret laboratory testing various chemicals in order to cure coronavirus, because that seems like the only way we will get a whole lot of red at this point. For more word just came in from our favorite auntie Rhonnie Lee, once again keeping us informed on the latest whole lot of red intel, so we're not sitting here twiddling our thumbs for eternity, possibly confirming that DJ Akademiks' claim in my last video, by which the album's rollout is essentially halted completely, is potentially for up to 2 years. But before we get into all the details, Bob Gang feature comment of the video is from a juice box who said, "The worst word you could ever hear, Monday." Facts. Monday will be an ancient form of calculating the date and time in human civilization when Whole Lotta Red finally drops. It's time to turn our eyes on other artists, unfortunately, so comment some artists you mess with that I can start covering. But back to topic, Playboi Carti's album Whole Lotta Red possibly releasing in 2 years now. Let's talk about it. Okay, so many of you have probably already witnessed the clip of DJ Akademiks on Twitch claiming he spoke to someone within Interscope and they told him Playboi Carti has essentially stopped the Whole Lotta Red album rollout with no immediate plans for the future. We also discussed Ken Carson's most recent tweet regarding the album, wherein he asked a pretty fair question due to how major label artist deals are structured, specifically stating, "Why drop if we can't perform?" likely referring to the fact that Carti will lose out on hella money if he doesn't capitalize on the hype for this album in particular, with a tour of sorts, which is currently not possible due to a global pandemic. And this said pandemic, at least domestically in the US, isn't even projected to be over for large-scale concerts such as a Whole Lotta Red tour until 2022. Thus, Carti fans were already worried that the album might be delayed until then. Unfortunately, Rhonnie Lee, who we briefly mentioned in the intro, may have just confirmed this potentiality via DMs with 2900 OPMO on Instagram. By the way, massive shout out to him because this info might be the last we receive for a while on Carti's album. But to get right into the messages, 2900 OPMO I assume was asking Rhonnie Lee about Whole Lotta Red and the recent rumors regarding the delay, which Rhonnie actually warned us about a couple months ago, I might add. Might as well change her name to Prophet Lee, and she reacted pretty harshly at first, as many fans probably DM her on an hourly basis asking about an album that's not even in her control. But after she calmed down a bit, she said, "Listen, I don't care, leak the shit. He don't give a either, cause none of the shit is new, y'all leaking old slime." To which 2900 OPMO replies with a snippet of SRT to collab with Uzi, along with a message, "SRT isn't new, what about Live in the Hills came from the trenches," by the way, which couldn't be cleared due to a sampling issue. And Rhonnie answers, "That's the only song y'all got that's new, trust and believe me." OPMO asks, "Does Carti know?" And Rhonnie says, "He's very much aware." So I guess Carti and his homies are actually chilling at the crib laughing at how much we freaking out about new snippets and whatnot when they not even new songs on the album. OPMO then asks, "Wait, was DJ Akademiks capping about Whole Lotta Red being cancelled, or was it fake?" Rhonnie says, "Was just with him yesterday. Carti hasn't said anything to me about being cancelled. I asked him about the album just yesterday." Before we continue on further messages, Akademiks didn't claim the album nor its rollout were cancelled. It's just postponed until further notice due to the aforementioned circumstances. Whole Lotta Red is still most likely going to be Playboi Carti's next album. Moving on though, OPMO then asks, "Do you know this song?" and sends a snippet of Trenches, I believe, which she says yes, she knows the song. OPMO asks, "This type of Carti is really hard. Will it ever release?" They said the sample wasn't cleared, which we covered moments ago. But unfortunately, she doesn't know, although likely it will not be, per Richie South a long time ago, I believe, in a fan DM conversation. OPMO then sends her a series of messages stating, because there's a group going around saying they're gonna leak a bunch of stuff in August if there's no rollout planned, which is not true, just FYI to all those that believe that. All these fan pages claiming they have the full-length SRT leak are almost all capping. All the holders of the actual track know not to spread it and leak it, because we've already learned our lesson not to impact Carti's release schedule from the first version of Whole Lotta Red. I'd rather wait 2 years than 5 to 6. But Rhonnie Lee angrily answers quite definitively, saying there's definitely no rollout for at least 2 years unless they do the drive-in concert where you sit in your car and watch the concert, which I doubt it very seriously, essentially confirming what we previously thought in past videos due to Ken Carson's aforementioned tweet that the album won't drop until touring is available. Then continues, but any leaks at this point is nothing that's on the album. They have no new music, I can assure you. I had a whole conversation with him and his manager, and they're really waiting their time unless it's just that serious for them to leak anything. Doesn't matter if it's old. Which kind of causes me to believe the delay may be partially the label, whereas before I thought it was fully Carti, although I still believe it's mostly Carti's decision, for he doesn't want to release music unless he can recoup hella bread off of it from touring. But the good news is, Rhonnie kind of hinted that they personally may leak some songs within this potentially 2-year time frame in order to keep the fans going, which we know for a fact has happened in the past, but I'll get into that in a future video. But to continue, OPMO sends her a few snippets that surfaced rather recently, I believe all in 2020, such as Homicide, Taking My Swag, On Her Head, Pop Out, my personal favorite, and Act a Fool, to ask for clarification if any made the final cut in the album, which she confirmed that literally none of these made the cut, which surprises me. If that's true, somebody need to leak Pop Out, because I need that. Bruh. The others, I could see how they were throwaways. What this also means though is that Homicide, which many fans speculated to be the intro of the album, is most definitely not that at all. Just goes to show how little we actually know about this. But anyway, OPMO then asks about Carti's mental health, stating, and how's Carti's mental health? Is he good? We just all been wondering since he hasn't gone live or communicated with us, to which she answers, yeah, he's good, just adjusting to fatherhood is all. So likely Carti isn't even worrying about dropping the album right now, just trying to enjoy his time with his newborn son as he should, while his son can still rap in a true fetus voice, but also while quarantine permits the time to spend with his kid, because when quarantine is over, Carti and many other artists will probably all be touring at the same time constantly to make all the money they lost while the economy was buns. And lastly, regarding music, OPMO says, thank God, had a little worry. Is there a lot of baby voice songs on Whole Lotta Red? Which Rhonnie surprisingly answers with emphasis, no sir, which threw me for a loop, because I'm sure y'all were all on the same train of thought as me, thinking Red was about to be all fetus voice crying in the mic because he needed some more of Iggy's bitty milk. But furthermore, we got a little bonus from Rhonnie too regarding Carti's hair, wherein OPMO asks, is his hair ever going back to black? Is it damaged? Like, is he gonna have to cut it off or it's fine? And Rhonnie, being his specialized loctician, replies, he's definitely gonna have to cut his shit eventually for sure. And no, he's probably never going to go black. He's not even blonde anymore, which OPMO made the likely assumption that Carti may be back on the redhead grind like Chaboy. So me and Carti are more related than any of y'all. Don't be jealous. And while I edit this video, of course, coincidentally, pictures of Carti's new red hair surface. It's almost like Carti and his team toy with us on purpose, god damn. And that concludes the messages we have with Rhonnie Lee regarding Whole Lotta Red's delay, and that we can basically conclude the album is not coming anytime soon until the world stabilizes with all the social injustice reform and the global pandemic. However, we did learn some rather fortunate news in that the album will not be entirely centered around the baby voice, and many of the snippets we heard are simply just old and not on the project. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, feeling like I just broke up with my girl, but it's alright because we reached closure, knowing that we don't need to anticipate the album anytime soon. But don't worry y'all, we got Uzi and Future coming to the rescue to save 2020 once again, as they've both already dropped projects this year, multiple in Uzi's case. But let me know in the comments if you want baby voice on Whole Lotta Red or not. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description to join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, Carti people. Know what I'm saying?